Yo, what is up, guys? It's the MMA Propaholic, and I'm back with another breakdown. And now I'm starting UFC 282, and I'm going to be breaking down Cameron Saaiman versus Steven Koslow. Yeah, guys. All I know is about these two is Cameron Staman's actually coming off the Dana White Contender Series, and he was a plus 175 dog in that fight, and he's coming up against a really experienced fighter. Um, and let me see his name. I'm probably gonna pronounce his name wrong, guys. I'm sorry. Um, Josh Wang Kim. And Josh Wang Kim, they were really praising Josh Wang Kim on Contender Series, saying how like he was going across the world, training a bunch of different gyms. He had a bunch of different looks, learning a bunch of different things from a bunch of different fighters, such as like remember they were saying that he learned something from John Jones. Um, he was going like all these other gyms and he was just practicing a bunch of different fight styles before coming into this fight. And like Cameron Simon's just coming from South Africa, training with Duplessis and the boys down there. Um, I do like what I see from Cameron, but what I don't like what I see from him is that he puts himself into lots of brawls. He doesn't really like to stand at range with anyone. He doesn't really have good striking defense in my mind. Usually, when he throws his kicks, he usually leaves his hands down and he leaves himself open to be countered a ton. And yeah, guys, he threw 11 significant strikes per minute in the last fight that he had in the Dana White Contender Series, and he landed four. He landed two. I'm pretty sure he landed two knockdowns, I think. But he actually ended up getting the knockout with a left hook shot in the third round. But um, I think that was more on like Joshua and Kim, like kind of like gassing. Like Joshua and Kim was like kind of really fighting very tentative. He was fighting very nervous, but it took Cameron like a round or two to adjust because Joshua and Kim gives like the Steven Thompson stance. So it kind of like gives you a little bit of a hard time to figure him out, especially when you're 21 years old with five professional fights on your record. Um, it's going to take you a little bit more of an adjustment to it. Like adjust to the fight style of how Kim was fighting. But yeah, guys, I went back and I watched Cameron Staman's fights. Sorry if I keep saying his last name wrong because I probably am. I suck with last names, but I went back and I watched the fight against Zwi Negma and Zwi Negma. Let's go to his tapology right now, guys. I'm gonna read you guys off his amateur record. He was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0-6 in amateur. He won one custom rule fight, and it was his pro debut. Um, and then he had three more fights before fighting Cameron, got knocked out in all of them. Which really scared the shit out of me watching Cameron in this fight. He was getting excuse me. He was getting pieced up at range, guys. He had his hands down. He would just walk into these shots. He would try to clinch you, but like not even try. He would just try to clinch you to land the knee to the body. He wouldn't even try to clinch you and grapple you to try to get you to the mat. He would just get himself into these situations where he was actually getting jabbed. And he's very lucky that the guy he was versing didn't know how to check a leg kick because if he didn't know how to check a leg kick, guys, he's not getting the round two finish. And I think that fight goes to decision and it's going to be a way different outcome. But Cameron was able to get him out of there in the third round. And like, yeah, he did put a pace on him. He was able to get him down. But like he was able to get him down with such ease. The guy really had no resistance. He had no professional record whatsoever. The guy's literally 0-4, guys. He won one custom rule fight. He didn't win one amateur fight. And then I go up and this guy Billy Asavzine. Oh my god, I can't see this guy. I can't say his last name. He had, I think it was. These are the guys he beat, guys. He knocked out a guy who was 0-5 in round one in 1 minute. Knocked out a guy in his next fight who was 1-5 in 30 seconds. Knocked out the same guy who fought Cameron, and he did it in the third round. And then he lost his next three fights to not very good competition. Then he beat a guy 0-2. Cameron was able to get this guy out with a round two submission. But guys, like the record of those fighters is 1-13. the wins that that guy has that Cameron beat, guys, is 1-13. And then I go to the next fight. He won by punches. I couldn't watch. I only was able to watch 3 fights, and it was Cameron's first fight ever. And then I watched this Weed Enigma fight, and I watched a Contender Series fight. I couldn't find any of his other fights, but like I've seen what I kind of needed to see from him. Like he's not like guys. This is Cameron's. Let me see. This is his 4th fight this year. Um, it's really hard to improve in such a little amount of time when you're 21 years old, when you're making your UFC debut, especially when like you haven't really had a full training camp. Like this guy's coming in off like 2022, he fights in March, then he comes back in May, and then he comes back in August in the Contender Series. And now um when I watch this guy's film and I see how he was supposed to fight Ronnie Lawrence, I probably would have max bet Ronnie Lawrence at 5 units. I'm not even joking around, just because of like I know the pace that Ronnie Lawrence pushes. This was a great spot for Ronnie Lawrence. I do like what I see from Cameron in the striking, but like he gets me so suspect as his takedown defense, guys. He has terrible takedown defense, and you could kind of take him down with any resistance. He really likes to sit on his back, and he tries to sprawl you on his back. That's the way he grapples, guys. He likes to grapple you when he likes to sprawl. He has a weird way of grappling. He doesn't like to shoot any double legs. He doesn't shoot any single legs. He likes to try to get you up against the cage, and he tries to like judo throw you. But when he's on his back, he is trying to throw submissions up. And the guy he's versing in, Steven Koslow, guys. I've only seen 1 fight of this guy, which is crazy. I can't find any film on this guy, which is pissing me off. But I only found like 2 of his amateur fights. I found one of his professional fights, guys. But like in the limited amount of tape that I've seen on Coslow, guys, this guy in 6 professional fights, guys, has all round 1 submissions. And then I go to his like first fight ever. He gets an armbar, then he gets a triangle choke in 20 seconds. Rear naked choke, first round, 4 minutes left. Gets a Kimura with 1 minute into the fight. Gets a rear naked choke, 1 minute, 2 minutes into that fight, round 1. Then his recent opponent, James Dunn, chokes him out in the first round. But like when I go to his amateur career, guys, he let me see, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. In 11 of his amateur fights, guys, this guy's been to decision in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So half of his amateur fights, guys, he's been to decision. The line in this fight, whatever Cameron opened at -150 and people instantly slammed him. I understand why people are taking him, but what are you getting with -260? I mean, yeah, I think you're gonna have the striking advantage. But like guys, let's say Koslow can like hold himself on the feet for the meantime being before he can't get the fight to the ground. And guys, if he gets the fight to the ground, this guy is a black belt. I know he's a black belt. I watched his highlights on his YouTube, and I was doing some research information on him. And this guy has been doing jujitsu for basically his whole entire life, guys. So he kind of like really knows all the submissions, as you guys know, as I just read off the type of submissions that he's getting. He's getting multiple submissions in different aspects of where he's in the cage. He's getting them off his back. He's getting rear naked chokes. I haven't really seen him pull guard. But like even if he pulls guard and he puts Cameron in the spot, like guys, Cameron hasn't seen like in the last fight, Wang only shot 1 takedown and he got that takedown. And Cameron was getting controlled a little bit on the ground, but I remember what what's her name? I think what Laura Sanko was saying about Wang is he gets uncomfortable in positions on top mount because he doesn't really know what to do with the positions. He's not comfortable in those positions that he would rather be on the feet, and it was clearly shown in that fight that he'd rather be on the feet. But like guys, like Cameron landed at a 39% clip. He kind of lost the first round. Second round, yeah, he took that round. He had more significant strikes. I think he had like 23 significant strikes compared to 9, but Wang wasn't throwing anything, guys. Wang was very tentative. Um, he didn't bring a grappling or jujitsu threat. And like what I see in Koslow, and like I know this is on short notice. Um, but like what I this guy's last time he fought was 4.5 months ago. Um, Cameron's fought 4 more times this year, which to me, yeah, I kind of like that. He's fought 4 professional fights this year compared to Coslow, who's fought 1. But like what's really sticking out to me, guys, is violence. That like when you're having a grappler versus striker, and I'm telling you guys now, it's bantamweight. They're gonna open the under 2.5. Um, I don't know what they're gonna. I think they're gonna open it pretty low, guys. Because if I looked at in the last fight, Cameron in the fight doesn't go. I think it was like minus 160, and that under 2.5 was minus 130. It actually went over 2.5. So I don't know what the bookies are gonna really do here if they don't know anything about Steven Koslow, or if they're just gonna throw the. I'm pretty sure, guys, they're gonna fuck up the under 2.5, and I think they're gonna give it really good money. Guys, it's a grappler versus a striker, and if we're getting an under 2.5 on a guy who's on short notice, especially with 2 guys making their UFC debut to kick off the card on a pay-per-view, I'm gonna take a shot on that all day. On the money line though, man, I would keep Cameron at all your parlays. I wouldn't put him. I would not straight bet him in minus 260. Honestly, guys, if you like betting money lines, and I'm really considering it, I'm considering betting Koslow at plus 225, because I've never seen Cameron be like, I've seen him taken down by crappy fighters on the regional scenes, and like if this guy gets him on the ground, he might be in deep shit, guys. So like plus 225, like for a guy that I know is gonna go after Cameron's weakness, and that's in his wrestling and his grappling, and like he's not gonna want to keep it on the feet. Yeah, I kind of like that. And like if you even want to play him round 1, I kind of like that round 1 play too. But my bet's most likely gonna be the under in this fight. I don't think they're gonna open a bantamweight on fight at under over 1.5. I think they're gonna do it under 2.5. The highest price I would probably take it at is maybe minus 130. But if you're getting anything lower than minus 130, guys, it's a must take spot. Take it right away. Don't look back. If I read off their professional fights, guys, they have let me see. So 6 of 6 for finish for Coslow, and in Cameron, he has finished 4 of his 5. So yeah, guys, it's basically one of their fights only in their professional career has not finished inside the distance. Um, and even with that under 2.5, like Steve, all Koslow's finishes are all in the first round. And yeah, Cameron did get over by 20 seconds in the last fight, but you guys really think about it, he wasn't getting grappled. He wasn't facing a grappling threat. Wang wasn't really throwing anything, and he was kind of letting Cameron get into his groove. And I know what Coslow is going to do is he's not going to let this guy get into his groove, because if he does and he stands there on the feet, he might most likely get clipped. He's going to push the grappling, and let's say he pushes the grappling in the whole first round, guys, and he's death gas going into the second. He's never been to the second round in his professional career. But as I said earlier, he has been to decision 6 times as an amateur. But when you're submitting guys and you're doing it in the first round, 6 fights in a row in your professional career, and you're coming out on a UFC prelim to open up a pay-per-view card, I'm telling you guys right now, violence is written all over this fight. Under 2.5 is my bet. I'm gonna pick to win this fight. I'm probably gonna pick Cameron. Maybe Cameron by KO, but like I, the value leaves with Steven, but we haven't really have seen enough from Steven on the film. But yeah, guys, violence is my bet here. I'm picking Cameron to win this fight. By KO, as I think he'll win by KO. I just really like violence. Violence is written all over this fight. Yeah, guys. I actually have all my bets for tonight. They posted on my Twitter at MMA_propaholic, as you guys see down low. Guys, I'm excited for this card. I know lots of people are not excited because it's Blachowicz versus Ankalaev, but guys, we're getting a championship fight. I understand it's Ankalaev, but it's gonna be a good fight, guys. I'm excited to watch the film. I have a lot of film that I have to get into. I definitely plan on posting more breakdowns this weekend. Uh, yeah, guys, I'm just really excited, guys. This pay per view week. I'm hyped. I'm really excited for this card tonight. I'm looking to make it 6 winning weeks in a row going into UFC 282. We're gonna finish the year all strong and leave a like, guys. Leave a comment. Hope you guys enjoyed. Best of luck to everyone tonight who's got a bunch of money down and peace out.